This is the Game 10 press conference of the 2024 NCAA Division III Baseball Championship Tournament. Wisconsin-Whitewater, after the Warhawks win an 11-10 victory over Birmingham Southern. Joining us for the press conference today, along with head coach John Bodenlich, are players Matt Skolin, Dominic McVeigh, Eli Frank, and Sam Padden. Coach, opening comment about the victory today for your Warhawk team.
We just want to play tomorrow. That's it. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Questions for Coach and the players?
All right. We'll start with Sam. Sam, what was the pitch you hit out?
Curveball, 12-6.
Going up looking curveball or just looking to swing at the first pitch?
I was looking curveball because I was watching him down in the pen for a while before eventually I came up and faced him. He was popping that thing every other pitch, so I said, well, let's track it. It's exactly like our machine at home, so that's what I did.
All right, I guess I'm asking all the questions. All right. Tell me about earlier in the game. Obviously, what would you see for that home run?
I can't remember back to that point.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised at how often I get answers to that question. You see 20 pitches or whatever in the course of the game, and someone can rattle off every single
And
one.
my wife says it's my age.
Yeah. For anybody else, all the other players, what were you thinking as that pitch comes in and that ball goes out?
Well, I was on deck, and I saw the launch angle, and I knew it was out, and kind of looked at it for a little bit, so I was like, yep.
Yeah.
Tom, whether it's AP for any of you guys, what was the confidence level down 10-5?
We were still confident. We know we're one of the best offenses in the country. That's never a question. We had a couple hiccups defensively, pitching-wise, and that happens. We were planning on putting up 11 runs anyway. We were planning on putting up more, but we ended up with 11.
Joe Goodman, AL.com. This question is for anybody. I know you guys played Birmingham Southern earlier in the year. How was the team different today?
Our team or their team?
Their team.
Well, I'm not sure. You'll have to ask Jan next. I know our team's much more resilient. I know we're healthy. I know we've won a bunch of games, including a conference title and then a conference tournament title. So you'll have to ask Jan. I do know this, their first baseman broke his finger in a game we played early, so it was good. It was kind of good to see him back in the lineup for his sake, not necessarily for our sake, because he's a hell of a ball player, but I know he's different in that way, because they have, that guy was out, I think immediately after our second game.
Tom?
Coach, I'm sure you can appreciate what they've been through, the adversity that they dealt with this year. Can you just speak to that from the other dugout, what it's like to see a team kind of battle the way that they had to?
Well, they reacted to something that happened to them, which I think is a great lesson for life. All right, they had nothing to do with what happened. It was outside of their control, and they responded properly, right? Things happen. We have a choice. How do we respond? And based on everything I've seen, they responded the way you can and should.
Coach, talk about piecing together the pitching today. It took you a little while to find a combination that worked, and then once it did, you got 5 innings and just 1 run on those guys.
Yeah, I'm very proud of the staff. Down the stretch, early in the season, we were able to get a lot of guys innings and kind of figure some things out. Late this year, we've been fortunate to get a bunch of complete games, and so some of these guys that you saw today were on the shelf, so to speak. Obviously not Jack Hagan, but the rest of them haven't pitched a lot coming into this tournament, and it's not because we're not confident in them, so I think it's really rewarding for me, because they performed well like we knew it was, and they also now know that we do have confidence in them. It was just a matter of when you get complete games, you don't need a lot of the pen, and today they finally stepped up like they had been all year and performed very well.
Sam, can you even feel your feet when you're running the bases there after a moment like that?
Honestly, no. You know, it's been a long 4 years for me here, and I couldn't have painted a better picture of 10 tonight for myself.
Matt, obviously the pitching different from last night. Talk about any changes to your approach to the plate today as opposed to yesterday?
Not really, honestly. I saw almost every pitch tonight, and I just felt pretty good in the box.
Got new batting gloves?
Yeah.
Bad, lock that stuff up, yeah, he got that stuff today, he was locked in. And then Frank, man, he walking over here, he said he got the monkey off his back, which I don't know, I mean, he still hit about 500, I don't know, I wish I had that monkey on my back, but I think what he meant is he was seeing things a little bit better today and starting to get back to what he knows he's capable of.
Yeah, can we talk a little bit about, putting together those, getting all those key hits, how about with 2 outs in the 8th inning, right?
Eli, that's
Matt,
you.
Eli, both you guys.
I say, like, the entire game, we knew that we were confident in every pitch that we saw. We had the ability to hit it where the fielders weren't. And in that 8th inning, I don't think any of that changed with any of us. It was just a matter of stringing hits together, regardless of the time of the game, the situation. Getting those were huge, though. Like, in hindsight, once you get those opportunities and capitalize on them, you really love to see it happen.
I agree. I think everything stays the same with 2 outs. I mean, if you put the ball in play, you'll get some good things out of it.
I think if you look at the approaches between last night and tonight, hitting is really tough when you're pressing, and it's really hard when you're, in the golf analogy, trying to score. You know, you need to score right now. You got to kind of let the game come to you, and it took us most of the game to let it come to us, but when it did, these guys were ready. It's good work.
Dominic, can you expand on that? You were 3 for 4 tonight with an RBI. I mean, what were you seeing at the plate, and particularly compared to last night?
Yeah, I mean, I just went up with the approach that I'm going to get early pitches in the zone and kind of jump on those. And there was a couple of at-bats where I was up in the count 2-0, 3-1, and kind of knew a fastball was coming, so took advantage of it and put the ball in play.
Sam, for the media that were a little late arriving to the press conference before we got started, can you show them the baseball and share that story?
Oh, yeah. So I'm walking out of the stadium, right, and there was a 10, 11-year-old kid. He shows me the home run ball, and he says, hey, can you sign it? And I said, I might need to keep that one. But I told him I'd get him a ball tomorrow. He said he'd be here. But, yeah, it was a good interaction. It's the first time I felt like a professional. Yeah, that was nice.
Final question for coach or the players. Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thanks again.
Congratulations.